What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Remote Front Office. Before we get started, as per always, if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, turn the notifications bells on. I know most of you guys aren't subscribed that are coming to the channel. Welcome. We do a bunch of random NBA topics because it's the off season, but as we progress more into the season, we'll do more rankings and more actual definitive NBA related content rather than kind of hypothetical reaction stuff. Okay. With that being said, today's video is going to be a video for the future. So if you guys happen to be around in 5 years, we'll come back to it and we'll see. But this is going to be my projected top 5 players in 5 years, right? So 2028, heading into that season. This is who I think is going to be the top of the board. Now, some stipulations, some asterisks, etc. I am not counting anybody that is drafted after this year, right? I am counting the Wemby class. I am not counting next year's draft class, right? So if there happens to be a guy that breaks out in next year's class or in 2 years' class, whatever, they are not a part of this video. I am not scouting that deep. My bag is not that deep. Obviously, it's hard to project the guys that just came in because they haven't played any actual NBA ball yet, right? So there is only going to be one name. I feel like there could be probably 2. But yeah, that is really all the stipulations I have. Let's go ahead and get into it. Some honorable mentions. The other guy that is out of this draft class that is not in here, Scoot. The only reason I don't think Scoot is going to be in here in 5 years is we don't know the Dame trade situation yet. It's almost the end of July. Dame still hasn't been traded. And I feel like if Dame is on this team, it stunts Scoot's growth a little bit and may backpedal him a couple of years. So then, therefore, I don't know if he automatically goes top 5, right? This list is very guard heavy. There's only one big on this list. There's one forward on this list. Other than that, it's 3 guards. The NBA is just a guards league. And I think that given that, it's kind of where I went. Another guy that is not on here, Zion, is not a part of the top 5. As of right now, I'm giving him the Embiid treatment we gave Embiid all those years ago, right? Too injury riddled, doesn't complete seasons, doesn't stay healthy, then therefore stricken off the list, right? Ja is not on this list due to his off the court stuff. I don't know if he gets off of that. I also don't really know how much more he improves, right? I don't know what his ceiling could be. Right. So this is in no particular order that I thought of them in, I guess is probably the best way to say it, right? So as of right now, I have the top of this list as Luka. Luka is already arguably a top 3 to 5 player. He is only 24, so in 5 years he'll be 29, right? Be in the middle to the end of his prime. And with the way Luka plays, I don't think injuries can derail him too much, right? He's not a vertical guy. He's not an athleticism guy. He's very much slow to his own pace, that sort of thing. Also, the vision. I don't think the vision goes anywhere in 5 years, right? If anything, it probably gets better. Number 2 is going to be Victor Wembanyama. I understand the man has not played a minute of NBA basketball yet. I think as long as he does not have injuries, he is in this list, right? You have Popovich for the next 5 years. You have a system built around him for the next 5 years. I think just over time, obviously, do I think he immediately hits this list in 2 years? No. I think it's as he gets to year 4, year 5, his body starts to fill out a little bit. He's understanding the NBA game more. I think that's at what point he ends up in this list, right? Jason Tatum. I think it's time. He now has to be the vocal leader as well as the on-the-court leader, right? Marcus Smart is gone. Marcus Smart is no longer there to be your vocal voice in that locker room. I think as long as Tatum takes that with stride and puts it together with his game, he plays both ends of the court really well. And I just think as he matures, I think he could be a top 5 player in the league, right? I think he's close to that. He's easily top 10 right now. So I think he could be in this conversation for top 5 in 5 years. Another guy I have. This is another guard here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I know he's not necessarily a bunch of threes. Just the way he gets to the rim, the way he facilitates, the way he wants to win, his mentality. And also that OKC team, I think, is going to develop well, right? I think they have pieces that fit around him. And so with that, I think he can climb to that ranking. The guy that is probably going to be the most controversial on this list, Anthony Edwards. Now, people may say, Anthony Edwards for the next 5 years, he is in Minnesota. Good luck. That I understand. But I feel like Cat gets traded sooner rather than later. And you start to cater more of this team to Anthony Edwards, right? Obviously, with Cat being the one that was drafted here, brought in by this organization, I think the team has been catered to Cat more than anything else. That's why he went to Rudy Gobert, right? Because Cat's a liability defensively as a center. But in reality, I think Cat is a center. I don't think he can hang with fours, so then therefore I think he is a center. And obviously, I don't think you're trading Rudy Gobert because you're getting 10 cents on the dollar at that point, right? So I think for that reason, Cat's the odd man out. I think with a Cat trade, he does still have some value. What exactly that value is, I don't know. But as of right now, I do think he has value to where you can go get somebody that's more of a playmaker for Anthony Edwards and can set him up correctly, right? You can get additional wings next to, I believe, Jaden McDaniels is the one in Minnesota. The McDaniels brother that's in Minnesota, right? You can go get a power forward that makes more sense there. You can go get another guard. You can get some depth. You can get some potential draft picks to package for another star. I just think you can eventually pivot this thing to where it's built more around Ant. And I think with Ant's drive and just the will to compete, I think he can be in this list. It was a real debate with him. I'm not going to lie. He is the fringe guy, but I do feel pretty confident in it. The other thing you guys will notice, I didn't really have anybody above the age of like 25. Yes, I understand those guys are still going to be good. Giannis will be good, but Giannis is going to be 33 at that point. What is Giannis's game at 33 after the pounding he takes year in and year out, and his game's based on athleticism? Let's not pretend like it's not. I do understand he has a very good skill set. He's tall, he's lanky, but his game is based around his athleticism. Jokic very well could still be in this list. He's going to be in the upper 30s, though, or up to mid 30s, right? I just think that maybe he's taking a back seat by that point, right? So that's why he is not in this list. Obviously, we're assuming LeBron's retired by that point in time. Steph, we're assuming, is retired by that point in time, as well as Durant. Another guy I wanted to mention in this list is Devin Booker. The only reason Devin Booker didn't make it over Anthony Edwards is I think having Durant and Beal there for the foreseeable future, I think just kind of stunts his growth, if you will. Like as far as becoming a true superstar, top 5 player in the league, I think having Durant there, Durant with the name recognition and everything, I think is always going to be perceived as above him as far as like the pecking order. So I just think that Devin Booker, as of right now, doesn't have the keys or the avenue to become a top 5 player, right? Just based on his current surroundings. But yeah, that is the video, guys. I appreciate everybody coming through. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.